welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. This is Straightforward with Ms.B, episode 72, I believe. As we always do, chill, relax, grab whatever your vice is, and let's get straight to it. Today, we will be discussing all things, I would say, with the female rap artists. There has been some ongoing beef between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, and it seems like it is definitely coming to a head at this point. So I wanted to just take the moment on this episode to really try to get into the root of where all of this drama between the two ladies began, and see where it is present day, and just try to understand if there could actually be at some point some growth, and the ability to just let things go. Will these two ladies be able to squash the beef at the end of the day? Hopefully, we'll see, but who knows? So, for those of you who may be Barbz, and or hotties, that is the name of Nicki's fan base, and the hotties are what Megan Thee Stallion calls her fan base. But despite the fan bases, even if you're not a super fan of either of the ladies, I'm sure if you pay attention to what's been going on social media, and in the news, you will see that, hey, these two females just constantly, definitely bump heads. And because there was some music that was dropped by Megan Thee Stallion on last night, a new single called Hiss, Hiss. Once everybody got a hold of the song and listened to it and peeped out what the lyrics is, of course there was a few shots thrown towards Nicki Minaj in those lyrics, right? So, of course, Nicki Minaj being who she is, some would say she doesn't back down from a beef. However, others may say she always throw rocks and hide her hands when she throws constant subliminals on Twitter, aka X, the X app, as what it's called now. So we knew that Nicki would probably get hold to these lyrics of this new song by Meg and have some things to kind of say about it. You know what I'm saying? So, as I stated, Megan Thee Stallion dropped her single Hiss um, on 12 midnight last night. And I believe maybe before I'm even recording this episode, probably about 30 minutes to an hour ago, she also dropped the actual official video to the song as well. I would say kudos to Megan because, visually, she's a looker. The girl is bad. The body is banging. She stays in the gym, so we cannot hate on her for that. She keeps her body toned, and it is what it is. Um, excuse me. So both of the ladies basically, no, Megan Thee Stallion dropped her song, of course. In the lyrics, she basically kind of stated, these basically, she said, these hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's law. And for those of you who do not know what the Megan's law is, basically it's a law pertain that was created in regards to um sexual assault or sexual abuse cases done by predators of young children, right? So that was a law that was started, created because of those type of, you know, unfortunate incidents that may happen against young kids. So that's what she was referencing in a rap song. So again, the lyrics in the his single is these hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start. So basically what she's saying and how this relates to Nicki Minaj, of course, you know, Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, and also Nicki Minaj's brother, who's serving time, were both convicted for sex offenses against minors. However, Kenneth Petty, I believe, he didn't actually do. I want to say he didn't really do no jail time in regards to his incident, but currently he is, I believe, on house arrest because of violating maybe like some probation he was on. But everybody knows this about Nicki's, you know, when it comes to association with her husband as well as her brother, Jelani Mirage. And so, of course, this was kind of definitely a low blow by Megan the Stallion. But hey, Megan did state that, hey, she got to get some stuff off of her chest. And apparently she wasn't, you know, holding no bars. But I don't understand why people throw shots in songs. This will go, you know, this goes to Nicki and Megan and every other rap artist who does this. But they would throw shots and shots in their songs like Lotto or Ice Spice, but no one actually calls out anyone's name, which baffles me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on now. We need to be at the point where we calling people names out in these songs. Everybody's big and bad, but I guess if you actually put a name on it in a song, that's definitely like, I don't know if it's like putting too much spotlight on that other individual that you quote unquote hate and giving them additional clout in your songs. Maybe that's why, you know, these artists choose not to actually specify who it is that they're speaking about in their lyrics. They just continue to, you know, throw these slick shots and metaphors and double entendres and all of that in their music without actually giving you the actual name of who they're speaking of. But, you know, with this Megan's Law lyric in this song, there wasn't, I mean, Nicki wasn't the only one that Megan kind of took shots at. She also, many things she kind of took shots at Drake as well, because in the song she talked about, you know, basically men getting BBLs and having the same scars and cuts as women do, but yet they always trying to throw shade at the woman. So, I mean, and I don't blame Meg for calling that out in her song against Drake, because Drake actually used the opportunity in his music to throw shots at Megan. So she's only just defending herself at this point. But back to the Megan and Nicki beef, specifically, because that's what our discussion is about today. A lot of people, such as myself, kind of had to go back and try to figure out a timeline with these two ladies. Like, where did this beef start between the two girls? You know, um, so I did a little digging to try to see exactly where this beef starts. So apparently, like back in, what is it, late 2018, 2019, Megan the Stallion, Nicki Minaj was a feature on her song Hot Girl Summer. That was a very huge song. It did very well as far as streams and record purchases, things of that nature. The video was nice as well. But however, excuse me, despite the success of that particular song, shit started going sour when Megan then also teamed up, excuse me, and did a song with, many would claim, Nicki Minaj's rival, Miss Cardi B. That's another female artist. Sorry for the coughing, you guys. I've been had a scratchy throat, so I've been trying to deal with that because I do not want to get sick. I got stuff I need to do this weekend. All right, so Megan then collaborated with Cardi B, right? Um, I believe that was the song that I believe just did platinum records where she excuse me. The two girls showed out on that song. Damn, I can't think of the name of the song right now. It's on the top of my tongue, but I can't come to mind. Maybe it'll come to me in a second. Uh, but anyway, um, because Cardi B is allegedly an enemy of Nicki Minaj's, many think that Nicki Minaj then took that as not being loyal on behalf of Megan the Stallion. So when Megan did the song with Cardi B, Nicki no longer considered Megan to be loyal. Now, that's an issue that I've seen kind of time and time again when you just kind of follow Nicki Minaj and you look at things that she rant about on social media. You can clearly see that she's definitely big on loyalty. But it's kind of like it's one thing to be a friend to someone. I mean, loyal to someone, because I wouldn't necessarily consider these people friends, and Nicki shouldn't consider these females friends either. People that she decide to hop on their record, or vice versa, or they hop on hers. But why would you consider them to be quote unquote friends? They're just collaborators with you on a project, you know. But Nicki seems to be the type of person that once she gives a person a stamp, like Ice Spice or, you know, someone of that nature, and in this case, at one point, it was Megan the Stallion, um, she expects that person to be 100% loyal to her. And that loyalty means don't take your ass around there to Cardi B and link up with her and start doing songs and shit like that with her, or not even with Cardi B, maybe with any other person that Nicki does not get along with, you know. So she felt betrayed by Megan the Stallion. I don't know what discussions they may have had during the time of Hot Girl Summer, um, to which had Nicki under the impression that Megan was all in for her and was gonna, you know, hold her down and stick right beside her and not fold, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know what discussions that they had to make her think that. But as soon as Megan did the song with Cardi B, it was kind of down. It was downhill with the Nicki and Meg relationship from that point on, right? So from that point on, there were little jabs being thrown, you know, back and forth. Nicki also took it to her Queen's radio show at one point. I believe back in 2022, the show used to be on, well, the show was initially debuted on Apple, but then it moved over to AMP. And During that particular Queen's Radio episode, you know, a lot of fans feel as though Nicki was talking about Megan. And again, Nicki is someone who uses subliminals all the time, which is so aggravating. If you that queen bitch, you stand on top of a throne, put an ad on it, say their name. It is what it is. All of y'all got hella security that follow y'all everywhere. So for you to just maybe feel like, you know what I'm saying, your life might be in danger, possibly, or whatever the case may be, come on now. say their name and don't give a fuck. Stand on business. Ain't that's the new saying these days? Stand on business. Stand on business. But anyway, in that particular Queen's Radio episode, Nicki talked about an unnamed female rapper who tried to pressure her to consume alcohol despite the fact that Nicki was pregnant at the time. And because Megan Thee Stallion has had this history of being an alleged alcoholic, because we always see her out having a good time, partying with friends. What do they call it? Rocking the boat, where they lean the head back and somebody just pour alcohol down your throat or whatever the case may be. People have tend to say that, hey, Megan could possibly have excuse me, an alcohol consumption problem, which I think she also may have, stated that herself at some point, that she knows that is a problem. And I believe nowadays she's turned over a new leaf and becoming more healthy when it comes to that. But yeah, on that Queen's Radio episode, she talked about this female. Many people thought she was talking about, of course, Megan Thee Stallion. Nicki also alleged that this female rapper suggested that she get an abortion so that she could truly enjoy herself. Now, Megan, if you did say those things, whether it was jokingly or not, if you said those things to Nicki Minaj, it was dead ass wrong for you to say those things. At some point in life, you're going to want yourself to become a mother, right? And hopefully you won't be out here trifling, consuming alcohol or drugs or what have you, or anything that may be harmful to the fetus in your stomach during that time. Hopefully you would not be that person. So for you to jokingly say that to Nicki, yeah, something wrong with you, girl. But nevertheless, so in response to that particular radio podcast show episode, Megan then, she actually went on to social media to kind of set the record straight and deny the rumors. She just basically spelled out lie, L-I-E, in bold letters. And this was back on September 11th of 2022. She said that was a lie. So who knows? Like I said, hopefully Megan did not say those things to Nicki Minaj at all, and it is a lie. Yeah, we just hopefully it is. So Nicki never said who actually said these things to her, which female rapper said these things to her. So everybody just kind of speculated and was thinking it was Megan, right? So that was in 2022. Recently, like I said, little jabs here and there have been going back and forth between the ladies. There was actually some things on this new Pink Friday 2 project that Nicki Minaj released weeks ago, that people believe that she had been taking shots at Meg. Of course, on social media, time and again, you may see Nicki Minaj post of, people who may tweet something going against Meg, or some type of funny meme of a horse or something of that nature, and you would see Nicki Minaj had liked that particular post. So it's like it's continued on all this time. At this point, we can definitely concretely probably say that yes, these two women do not deal with each other at all. In no freaking capacity do they deal with each other at all. So on this new project that Megan just released. Like I said, she talked about um, Megan's Law. So of course, Miss Nicki Minaj has been waiting for this moment, and she decided to take to her Instagram live, and she played a snippet of a song, which in the lyrics you could hear it's against Megan Thee Stallion. So in this particular snippet, she played. I mean, excuse me. Nicki Minaj stated, "Bad bitch, she like 6 foot. I call her Bigfoot. The bitch fell off, and I said, get up on your good foot." Let me repeat that because this shit was funny. When you look at the video, of course, I can't play it here on the podcast because I upload my podcast to YouTube, and it is what it is. I don't want my videos to get flagged in any way. But basically, Nicki just said, "Bad bitch, she like 6 foot. I call her Bigfoot. The bitch fell off. I said, get up on a good foot." So, as we know, with the situation with Tory Lanez, the July 2020 shooting that happened, that we talked about this case, the Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion case. We talked about that extensively. You have to go back in my archives of the podcast to listen to those episodes. However, because Megan was shot in the foot, allegedly, her foot was wounded. Everybody now knows that Nicki Minaj basically is making fun of the fact that Megan got a bad foot. So that's why she said, get up on your good foot. You know? So at this point is beef, right? But what I want to know is, at this point, and what we need to get to, remember back in the day when you were young? I don't know about y'all. I grew up in the hood, and back in the day, we'd be outside, everybody outside playing or whatever, and hey, we used to fight as well. But at the beginning of the fight, there will always be like a third person that will put their hand out, and they'll be like, "Baddest bitch hit my hand." You know what I'm saying? Baddest man may the baddest man hit my hand. And then it's either you or your opponent have to hit that person's hand first, and whoever hit the hand first, basically will start the fight or whatever the case may be. So in this case, may the baddest woman hit my hand. Because we need to get to the fucking bottom of this. You hear me? So, looking at just kind of thinking about the overall landscape when it comes to female rap beefs. Let me think of who had rap beefs. I believe back in the day, after the birth of hip hop 50 years ago, I believe it might have been a beef between Roxanne Shante and the real Roxanne. Then over the years, I know we've had like some females go against guys, and we had a lot of male rap beefs over the years. But we never really hear like a whole lot when it comes to when I say on wax, meaning like in the music, that two artists are going back and forth with each other. Of course, the infamous Jay-Z versus Nas. But when it comes to female rap beefs, we never truly like, even back in the day when Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim was kind of going back and forth, it wasn't like this deep. You know what I mean? It wasn't deep. Like, I don't think they put the beef in their music a lot. They may have. That was so many years ago, and it could just be slipping my mind at this point. Let me see who else may have had a beef when it comes to females. Of course, Sheether, Remy Ma, and Miss Nicki Minaj went back and forth, but Nicki, the Sheether diss by Remy Ma will go down in hip hop history because that's one of the best diss records by a female artist, hell, male or female artist of all time. She laid Nicki to rest with that shit. And I really hope that, it just it's unfortunate that Remy Ma's rap career just kind of went downhill after that, but we still need to give her credit for that Sheether disc. Outside of that, we see the females going back and forth on social media, like I think Ice Spice and Lotto. When we talk about the newer generation, present day, we've seen them kind of go back and forth a little bit, but not really. I mean, a little bit in the music, not necessarily online. They could be online throwing subliminals. None of them have actually, of course, said one another's name out loud. So it is what it is. But we're gonna keep an eye on the Ice Spice and Lotto thing as well, because I think those ladies still be throwing shots at each other. Let's see. But yeah, outside of that, we just have the Cardi B and Nicki, and then Megan and Nicki. And it's like, one thing is clear. Nicki Minaj, Nicki Minaj just kind of goes against everybody. Like, it seems like other women who don't necessarily, I guess, acknowledge her or maybe bow down to her, because you see how, she says some things in regards to JT, and her and JT are pretty cool. But she says some things in regards to JT that people just kind of like, damn, is she sunning you, JT? Like, is that what it is? And I understand that Nikki's older and these are young girls, and you just, out of respect, you pay homage to the people that came before you in the game. But there is still should be some level of respect. And sometimes Nikki can come across as if she just don't show respect, to these other females. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's like head games when it comes to Nikki. Like, why does everything kind of have to come off or seem negative? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I like Nicki Minaj. I like Nicki Minaj. I like all the female rappers. I like female rappers. I love the hip hop genre in general. That's my favorite genre of music. However, I do listen to people's music from a different kind of standpoint, having a musical background myself. So I listen to wordplay, I listen to cadences, I listen to melodies, I listen to, just the musical compositions itself. Um, but it's kind of unfortunate that when you think of female rap beefs, how can one female rapper just be into it with all these other people? It's like a common denominator, and it's like Nicki is the common denominator in these beefs, and it's crazy, you know? Um, However, like I said, I do appreciate Nicki Minaj and her impact on the culture, her successes on the culture. I'm glad to see her expanding like business ventures. I see that she has a press on nails line that's going to be dropping soon. She has her perfume. I like to see those types of things. I really, really do. Um, and but what I don't like to see her, you know, beefing with everybody. I don't like to see it. At her stage in the game, I think that Nicki Minaj, I'm not saying be on some Beyonce shit. However, I think that at this stage in the game, I don't think she has to respond to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you that bitch, you that head honcho, you the queen of this shit, you don't have to respond to everything. Although I think I saw one of her tweets recently, she said that this is her job, basically because people are now complaining that she's always ranting about something. She's coming across as being old and bitter. She's always, got the Twitter fingers. And I believe she posted something to the source stating that this is her job. Of course, this is part of your job, keeping up engagement, especially for your fan base. Making sure, music is put out and in rotation, and you staying at the top of the algorithms and the charts of hashtags and things of that nature. And I understand, hey, this is part of how you make money. That's true enough. But it is okay to take a break at times. It is okay to not only be the queen, but also shine that same light into other females as well. Now, if there is a female that you feel as though wasn't loyal to you or did not pay you homage or respect in the way that you feel like deserve it, you don't necessarily have to hate her. You could just not deal with her. Ignore any requests for features. But you don't have to just hate everything and make it so public that you despise this other female. It's really ridiculous. It doesn't add on to your queendom, I would say. And for someone that is spiritual, I would think that she would tune into that spirituality a little bit more, in the sense of understanding that you're more powerful um sometimes when you kind of work in a space of solitude, or maybe not solitude, but just work in a space of love, you know? Not saying you have to love these other females, Megan or Cardi or whoever, but at the same time, it's like it's better to, you know, practice love wholeheartedly in every aspect of your life, um, or choose to practice negativity and see how that impacts your life. Unfortunately, a lot of us who move in the realm of negativity, no matter how the negativity is spewed out, whether it's verbally or written down, or just, how you treat others, that negative shit eventually comes back on you in some way, shape, or form. It comes back on you. So I would want to see Nicki Minaj definitely move with love. Now, as far as Megan Thee Stallion, I'm still on the fence about the whole Tory Lanez versus Megan thing. I do believe that Megan do not always tell the truth. I do believe that she may manipulate some situations, um, so that it can work in her favor. Unfortunately, there's some things that you just have to do when you're in that industry and you're trying to be successful and or continue to have that spotlight. You have to be a little, devious in that. So I'm not really hating her for that. Um and I do appreciate that she did take the opportunity to just kind of get, like she said, get some things off of her chest once and for all. Keep it in the music. Let it make her money. I get it, and I'm on that. Hey, you can't do nothing but just applaud her effort for that. Make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, at some point, recognize how you play, how you're playing the game. Um, and just hope for the best. You know, just hope for the best. Not everybody is perfect. I know she knows she's not perfect. Um, but we just have to, just hope for the best when it comes to, her continued career. As far as these two ladies, I'm not gonna put it all on Nicki, of course. But I think not only Megan and Nicki, but if any other female artists who have beef, I hope all of these ladies at some point can learn to move with love and not negativity. I know how women can be. Hell, I get angry at times as well. If somebody start moving funny on me, um, I stop talking to them. I get it. Um, but as easy it is for me to go on social media and express how I feel and dog people out and throw subliminals, that's not how I do it, per se. But I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a rap artist. Um, but I feel like just where I can relate to them is we are all women, and as women, and especially as you get older, you definitely begin to understand that not everything deserves a reaction. Um, and all of us want the best out of our lives and our families' lives and our kids' lives. And the best way to kind of know that we are securely um, built in that and creating that world for us and our families is to lead with love and positivity, right? So, in every aspect of your life, I hope that these two women get to that point. I'm not saying they need to kiss and make up or they will kiss and make up or become friends. I don't think that will happen. However, the beef got to go. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that, I'm sure a lot of you are probably going to say, well, the beef helps them sell records. Yeah, it does. It helps them increase their streams. I get it from a business standpoint. It's almost needed. If not, it would be a boring rap industry, I would guess. Um, but we need to be selective in the things that we choose to say about someone else. What and how we go about saying it, and what avenue platform that we utilize to say that. I think that the ladies just need to be a little bit more conscious of that, because at this point, if no one's going to call out a name, if no one's going to stand on business, if no one's going to at who it is, then god damn it, all of y'all need to shut up. Just dead it. Ain't nobody putting no name on it. And everybody claim to be so real. Real bitches. But ain't nobody putting a name on it. To me, you're not real. That's the era I come from. If you ain't putting a name on it, then don't even bring the shit up. So, ladies, I hope y'all figure it out. But until then, I would definitely continue to be tuned in like everybody else and getting the tea, because at the end of the day, it's entertainment for all of us. We just don't want to see people get hurt in the process. But as long as no one get hurt, hey, keep the entertainment going. That's all I wanted to talk about this particular episode. There has been other things happening in the news, but since this was something fresh off the press, I think it was, the best thing to talk about today. You guys who listen in to my podcast, as always, if you have any suggestions, questions that you would like me to speak about on the pod, you can always email at straightforwardmedia at gmail.com or DM as a straightforward Ms.B on all social medias. And don't forget to tune in. Every 2 weeks, we drop a new podcast episode on all pod streaming platforms. So until next time, peace out.